Did you feel that earthquake early this morning up on Cobb Mountain, Lake County, California? I guess the local news is talking about it. My mother sent me an email saying that it was on the news. Originally they said it was a magnitude 4.1. This is at the Geysers, the geothermal field in Lake County, California, Northern California. It's part of the region's frequent seismic activity. Over 50% of the earthquakes are caused by the geothermal plants up there. They were running dry back in the early 1980s and started pumping water back into the ground. So stick with me. I'm going to dive more into this earthquake, about felt reports and possible damage, things like that. Hi, everyone. I'm glad you're here. It's awesome that you're joining me here once again. Kind of funny, YouTube is saying that majority of my videos, one of them had like 77,000 views, was actually outside of YouTube from other sources. I'm not surprised they blacklist me. Being shadow banned, many of you tell me that you don't get reports when I put out videos. But yeah, here you can see we got a large plant. Let's zoom into that. Closer to this earthquake's location. Yeah, these are areas where the water is being pumped back into the ground. And you can see there's been several earthquakes in this location, a 4.1, which was on January of last year, a 3.4. I don't post all the earthquakes up there. There's so many of them every day. Let's see, this was, this year in May, and then we got a 3.2, which was October of this year, October 31st. This area does have, a lot of earthquakes, both from natural tectonics and human-induced factors from the energy production. There hasn't been any reports of injuries or significant damage. What kind of damage did you have? Put your comments down below if you live up there. Originally, they said it was a magnitude 4.1, and then they changed it to a 3.9. 99 people sent in reports to USGS Did You Feel It website, and they gave it an intensity level of 4. I wouldn't be surprised if it was larger than a 4.1, and they like to downplay it because it was felt as far as Marin County, it looks like. 2 reports there, intensity level 2. We don't have a name for that area. Let's see. Looks like San Antonio. I'm probably being all tongue-tied here, but yeah, we got reports from Santa Rosa. Wow. And then let's see, Antioch, close to Antioch, it looks like. Close to Concord, to the east of Berkeley, probably San Ramon. They've been having a lot of earthquakes over there, been ongoing. Let's bring this out and go closer to where the epicenter occurred. Kind of reports they might have a name, which I doubt. No, intensity level 5. But USGS said it was 4. Just another example of them downgrading it. Intensity level 5 means it was felt by nearly everyone. Many would have been awoken. Well, it was early in the morning. Some dishes, windows broken. Unstable objects turned over. Pendulum clocks would have stopped working. The earthquake occurred at 7:08 a.m. local time and about 72 miles north of San Francisco. I showed you it was felt all the way down there. It was a shallow depth of about 2 kilometers or 1.3 miles, which definitely amplified the shaking that people sent in. You can see we have one fault drawn out here. That's a Sulphur Creek fault. There's a lot of different faults that have been reactivated because of the water that they're putting into the ground. The main shock, the 4.1, was followed by several aftershocks, a 2.8 at 7:09 a.m., close to the same area. Yeah, the 4.1 that they downgraded to a 3.9 and the 2.9 in the same location. The 2.9 was even shallower. All right, there we go. I put it on all earthquakes within the last 24 hours. There's 59 of them. Look at that. 59. Now we got 57 when I zoom back in a little bit. Because this one here, what is this one right here? Let's see, a 1.4, Hillsburg. There's 18 power plants up there on Cobb Mountain that generate power. And those of you that do follow me over the years know that I've known people that have actually worked up there and built some of these power plants. When they started having earthquakes, it was kept all hush hush. They knew why they were occurring. And yeah, they were, I think, a little surprised. The fields were going dry. That's why they started pumping the water into the ground, because they used the steam to generate the electricity to turn the turbines. So even though they said that for this location, the alert level is green, low likelihood for casualties or economic losses, though there is a secondary risk like landslides in the hilly terrain were noted. A lot of these roads here are right along the edge. Yeah, you can see right along the edges of these hills. So there could be landslides, or the roads could crumble. And some of the roads up there are hairpin turns. So if you're driving at night, if there's fog or whatever, you might not see that the road has actually slid away, at dark time at night. And in the winter, they do get black ice. So let's say you're driving along and got to stomp on your brakes, and because all of a sudden you realize that the road is gone and you hit some black ice at the same time. Well, yeah, yeah. Jesus take the wheel, right? Did by chance any of you get a shake alert that was sent out? Because there has been a report that I found saying that a shake alert system was activated. USGS says there is also a 5% chance of a larger earthquake, maybe a 5.6 in the next 3 days. Only a 5% chance, but yeah, a good reason to be ready, to be prepared. USGS also says that this area also averages about 1,000 to maybe 3,000 events every year, most of them below a magnitude 3.0. And regulators are now limiting the injection volume that is causing these earthquakes. So I wonder if they're going to restrict that after this 4.1. In this image here on Google Earth, yeah, you can see right close to the same location where the 4.1 is an area where they're probably injecting water. Another reminder how to be prepared. If you do have a large quake, say a 5.6, yeah, drop and hold on, get under something strong. Make sure your emergency kit is stocked. Yeah, many years ago when I lived up there on Cobb Mountain, the house had a garage underneath the home, and it was um, flat stone foundation. Looked like it was just stones that were gathered from the area and piled up and cemented together. Buildings like that, there's no rebar. So yeah, I'm sure things like that, buildings like that would have damage. Have you noticed any cracks in your foundations or chimneys? Yeah, I hate to think about fires from that. So what are your thoughts? Put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And it's awesome you're here with me once again. Please stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.